Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Dr. Ting Ting. This is the first video and it's very special because I've never recorded a YouTube video like this before and you're here for the first one. And I hope someday when you discover this channel that you come back to here and understand why I started this whole thing. Here is where I'm at right now. I have 0 subscribers, just me, no audience, me and a camera finally showing up after years of hiding. And I've always told myself that I'm too shy, I'm too introverted to put myself out there. And that story really limited what I can do. And I don't want to live like that anymore. One of the most inspirational stories or videos I've ever seen is Mr. Beast talking to himself, to his future self, about where he wants to be, making promises, dreaming out loud, and then later proving to the world he can do what he set out to do for himself. And this is my version of that moment when I'm talking to my future self and my future audience. Here I am, and here's why I'm here. In 2022, I got pregnant for the 5th time. I have 4 beautiful little babies, and I was so excited. My kids were excited to meet their little sibling. And then everything changed because they told me that 2 months into the pregnancy, I actually lost the baby. And so having to deal with the aftermath of miscarriage, I've never had one before. It was already very emotional for me. Then after that, the post-op visits were just very routine until the doctor discovered something even more alarming. So he actually stopped his exam, went out, they discussed, came back, and told me, you have a lump in your left breast. And I just was a blur after that. I didn't know how to think. I didn't know what to do. Conversations about chemo, about all the consequences with cancer came up, and I just didn't know how to process that. I laid awake in my bed at night crying, endless nights, just wondering what do I do with my kids. I have really nothing to give to them. Like, I only have debt. I'm a doctor. I have loans, student loans, practice loans, everything that is just a liability. I have nothing of value to give to my kids. And so I thought, all I had was me. What can I give them? And from that moment forward, I realized that what my purpose is to leave them a legacy that can help them become the best version of themselves and live their best life. Luckily, the biopsy came back benign, and I didn't obviously have to lose my hair. I didn't have to do chemo, none of that. But the experience completely and forever changed me and made me somebody different. I came out of it on the other side, realizing that all the excuses I told myself, that I was too shy and all these narratives that I'm an introvert, doesn't matter anymore because I'm here to help other kids, the kids inside of you, to connect with me and what I know and what I can provide in terms of value on how you can also learn from me to live your best life. If I were to leave something for my kids behind, this is what I would leave. I would leave my voice, my image, my mindset to help them live the life that they deserve. That experience has really made me feel extremely vulnerable. When you feel like you have to plan everything within a year, you have 1 year left in your life, what are you going to do? It really changes your priorities. It changes your process of how do I maximize my time with my family as well as leave something behind for them. Even though I don't have to deal with the fact that I only have this much time left, it's made me process how would I live if I only had this much time left. And this is how I would do it. I started writing a book about how to process failure. I started creating courses to teach young adults how to get into medical school, dental school. I've done it all. And I graduated from Johns Hopkins. I know how to get into good universities. And I think a lot of kids, young adults can learn from that. I also wanted to leave something for my kids, help them become the best person that they can become, help them build values, help them build mindsets, help them solve problems, help them overcome difficulties, and connect with them in a way that I've never done before. And also now with you. So, what I want to leave my kids is the mindset that no one can take away from them. And I think a lot of kids need that nowadays, especially with cyberbullying, in-person bullying. There's so many negativity that could possibly damage your potential. And I'm here to be a positive influence for all those people that need reassurance that you are important and your values are important and your interests are important. And I'm here to nurture that and to give you a safe space where you feel you can explore who you are and your interests and come on this journey with me, because I want to keep something special in everyone's hearts with their mindset of how do I deal with setbacks? How do I explore myself? How do I make my future self happy? How do I make my past self proud? And those are all answers we have to answer to ourselves every day. And I'm here kind of like your Asian guide to help you find your inner Asian with all the cute things that can bring joy in your life, as well as things that I can do to help you maximize your ability to become the best version of yourself. And so I want to make sure everyone walks away from this channel with a way of thinking that is empowering you to be happy, to seek joy, to be the best version of yourself, and be kind, and be grateful, and be loving, and especially for your family and the people who are important to you. When I started writing my book, it was really to focus on helping my kids overcome difficulties in life. Because if I'm not going to be there in the future and I have to deal with the possibility of this, I want to make sure they know what to do when things don't go their way and things are sad and things are difficult. And that's why I started writing a book to teach young adults how to think, how to find love, how to deal with setback, how to find the best ability to maximize your skills and talents and what you're trying to accomplish in life. And how do you prioritize values so that you align your values with how you want to function in your life? What are things that are priorities versus what are things that are not so important? And that gives you this security to know that when you make a decision, you are valuing yourself and you're respecting your future self as well as your past self to the maximum, so that you're honest with yourself and that you are truly who you are. Whatever feels hard and impossible, there is a way. Somebody is already doing it. Somebody's already doing it so well. For example, Mr. Beast already has hundreds of millions of subscribers and I have zero. But I believe that it's possible that I can have subscribers as much as anybody else as long as I'm willing to put in the work. So having the mindset of believing what's possible, be willing to put in the work, commit to the journey that you have to be committed to become that version of yourself. Those are all important lessons that I want people to take away from this. If the Wright brothers didn't believe, then we wouldn't have airplanes. If Elon Musk didn't believe, then we wouldn't have massive amounts of electric cars that's competing with traditional cars just in case we run out of a limited resource. If Jeff Bezos didn't believe, we wouldn't have the convenience of home delivery for goods and services that we used to have to wait months for. If Steve Jobs didn't believe, or Bill Gates didn't believe, that we wouldn't have personal computers and devices that help us live efficient life. If Michael Jordan didn't believe, then the Chicago Bulls wouldn't have won so many championships and defied what people thought was possible with that sport and the longevity of that power that he was able to show. If the initial YouTuber founders didn't believe, then we wouldn't be here right now on this platform to communicate in this way that wasn't possible before they started the first video, which is me at the zoo. You know, it was just them standing there talking about the elephant. If Disney didn't believe that he can make Disney World, then we wouldn't have Disney World. In fact, 302 banks said no to him, and he still had to keep going, believing that his dream is worth it and that it's deserving, because he was a father who wanted to spend time, quality time with his daughters, and he saw them on the carousel and he thought, why can't parents and kids ride the same ride together? It's a very simple problem that I have to solve. And my solution for that is Disney World. And eventually, the 303rd bank said yes to him, is when he was able to see his dream come alive. And all that was him believing in the idea that it's so important. The why is important. He wants families to connect. He wants families to spend quality time together. That mission was so important to him that he didn't let all the negativity and the no's take over. Had to deal with another setback, which is his first character is Oswald the bunny. And that character was taken from him because he didn't understand copyright laws. He was just a young artist who didn't understand how the law worked. And when he realized he lost rights to that character, he didn't let that define him. He's not the guy who lost a character and feels sorry for himself. He's a guy that decided, I'm going to create another character. Because even though they stole this from me, they can't steal my mind. They can't steal my creativity. They can't steal who I am. And so he created Mickey Mouse on a train ride back home, and Donald Duck and Minnie Mouse and all the other beloved characters that we come to know was created after that. And now he understands I need to retain rights to these characters. And now every kid in the world knows who Mickey Mouse is. It's such a powerful message that his legacy has built for us to teach us how important being resilient is, and how you don't let setbacks control you. You don't let failures define you. And so that's what my channel is about. We're here to discover joy together. We're here to find out more about ourselves and more about what makes us happy and what is valuable within us, and take care of that little person inside of you, that child that you used to be, and make sure you protect him and her. If we are limited by what we think is possible and we're not able to look beyond ourselves, live by the legacy of Disney, like he was just a normal dad. When he saw his daughters on the merry-go-round, he thought to himself, why can't I also be on there with them and enjoy rides with my kids so I can enjoy that time? By the time he developed Disney World, obviously that was decades later, but it was inspired by the fact that he felt that parents and kids should be able to have joy together. That unity of family and the quality time they get to spend together is so important to him that nothing stopped him from his dream. When 302 banks told him, no, that's a terrible idea, he kept going. He kept going until the 303rd bank said yes. And if he didn't believe in himself, where most people probably would have said no, like if you got no after 5 rejections, you probably would have been like, fine. But he was like, no, I'm going to keep going until this becomes a reality. And that power of inspirational belief in what's possible and your vision dreams of what you can accomplish is so powerful. When you go to Disney World right now, like it's all over the world, there's actually multiple locations obviously you can go to. Every kid in the world knows about Mickey Mouse. Open our minds to bigger possibilities, then we would always be playing small and how we initially thought we were. Just like before the cancer scare I had, I would have never caught myself in front of a camera trying to build an audience. That would just be the opposite of what I'm doing. But now, because it feels scary, because it feels difficult, that's why I'm here. I'm here because I'm willing to show my kids that I'm willing to do what's scary. I'm willing to do whatever it is necessary to become somebody new, because I believe I can be someone new, and I need to be someone new because I need to be able to leave behind resources for my kids and other people that need this guidance to have some voice of reason and comfort and love throughout their lives, where they get to enjoy cute things and learn how to be Asian and do all the cute things to show the people they love how important they are. And that's why I'm here, to give you that place to explore all these interests. And I would have never been here if I didn't go through that painful phase of realizing that if I didn't have this, then I would have less resources to give my kids. How are you investing in yourself? How are you growing your faith? How are you developing your hobbies? How are you making sure your skills are getting the attention and time and dedication it needs to become the next level of yourself? Those are all things that we're going to discover together, and we're going to have fun together. And I'm so glad you're here and to enjoy this journey with me. And I'm going to make mistakes, and that's okay. And I'm hoping that you have fun along with me so that we can discover so much about ourselves together. And it's not that serious, but if you want to get serious, I'm also here to talk about the serious issues to help you through the difficult times, just like I've had to do with myself and who I have to become for my kids and to give them something that is valuable because I have no money to give them. But at least I have my mindset and I know how I got into the schools I've gone into. I've created the paths to success that I've accomplished in my life. And I want to make sure other boys and girls and other young adults have access to that information because what helped me will help you. And all of that is so important for young adults and kids to have exposure to have a positive influence in their lives, and to have encouragement to read books again, to find interest, and to develop hobbies and obsessions and healthy things. We can all live our dreams to the fullest and become somebody that we believe we can become. And that is why I'm here to give you that possibility and the imagination and the fun and excitement that comes with all the things that we can discover together along the way. So, welcome to my channel. We're here to chase dreams, solve problems, have fun.